Hello everyone. Greetings to all the food lovers. Welcome to the Best of Indian Foods channel. Through our channel, we plan to give you a taste of the different regions across India. Please watch our videos, try out our recipes, like and share with your friends and family. We hope you also subscribe to our channel. Without a further ado, let's get on to today's recipe.
Up until now, we've made many South Indian recipes. Today, we're going to show you a very classic North Indian dish, Kadai Paneer. So without further ado, let's get into the ingredients you'll need to make this dish. So the ingredients that we need, first off, we're going to start with the vegetables. So we're using green bell peppers, red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, some tomatoes, make sure they're, a little bit big, and onions, which you've chopped also a big size. And we're obviously going to use paneer. All of the vegetables except for the paneer are usually the same amount, 50 grams or so. Paneer obviously is going to be a little bit more, so 70 grams or roughly. Now for the gravy portion of this curry, we're using tomatoes, which have been finely diced, one tomato. We're using turmeric powder, kasturi methi, about a teaspoon or so, 2 bay leaves, 1 onion that we've chopped, and a mixture of ginger and garlic that we've finely minced. Again, for the base of the gravy, we're using tomato puree. So we've taken 2 tomatoes and blitzed them in the blender, add a little bit of water if it's too thick to make tomato puree. And we're also going to use about 2 to 3 teaspoons of red chili powder for that spiciness, and 2 to 3 teaspoons of coriander powder. So the main spice masala mix that we're using consists of these 4 ingredients. We're using 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, another teaspoon of peppercorns, and about 4 dried red chilies. For this masala mix, what you're gonna have to do is just slightly roast them in a pan and then blitz them up and pulverize them into a powder in a blender. So that's gonna be the mix that we're gonna use for this curry. And for a little bit more flavor from fat, we're using butter. It's up to you how much butter you want to use. We're using about same like 2 teaspoons. And we're using salt for seasoning and the same quantity, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. So to start off, we're going to add our butter into our kadai, which is basically just a shallow pan. And we're also adding our oil. The oil is going to make sure that the butter doesn't melt as quickly and brown quicker than it normally would. And we're also adding the bay leaf and just letting that melt and for a while. And next we're going to add our onions that we've chopped and let that saute for about a minute until they develop a color on them. So after your onions have gotten a golden brown color, add your tomatoes and saute that for a little bit. And also add your garlic and ginger and your turmeric and saute that for a little bit. So after your tomatoes and ginger and garlic and bay leaf has been sauteing and they've become a little bit soft, you can add your tomato puree and stir that. After adding your tomato puree, you want to immediately add the coriander powder and the red chili powder. Now you can really see a change in color because of the spiciness. So after about 30 seconds of adding those ingredients, you want to add your kasturi methi, just a little bit, and salt. Once our gravy base begins to release some oil, you can see at the sides and in the middle of the pan that it's starting to do that. You want to take your gravy and put it in a separate dish so we can use it later. Now for our vegetables, we're gonna first add our oil and then add all of our vegetables. So you want to saute that for a little while. After letting all of your other vegetables saute for a while, and after they've become a little bit soft, you want to add your paneer. The paneer is a little bit more delicate than all of the others. It's a little more softer, so you want to add that later. After that, you want to also add your salt and the spice mix, and then saute that. So after you've let all of your vegetables saute, remember we said to keep the gravy aside. Now you're just gonna proceed to add your vegetables to the gravy and stir it for a little bit. After adding the water, you want to let that simmer and thicken for a little while until your curry is a nice thick consistency. So the final curry should look something like this, really delicious looking, and it should develop a really nice orange tinge to it. It's very, very delicious, and it's great to have with any type of flatbread like chapati, naan, anything like that.